the other day I was thinking like, do you ever like get like when you're sitting down and that? Do you ever just think back at what you used to do? Not what you used to do, but like your life before Christ.
Oh yeah.
Do you think about your life before? It might sound like a mad question, but like, do you ever miss any part of it? Or do you like, what do you call it? Is it always just like a brush? Like,
I think anyone who says they don't miss any part of it, they're lying slightly. Obviously, I can't speak for everyone, but maybe it's not like I want to be doing that now, but it's like, oh, like I remember that was fun, or that was funny.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's more of my thing, like. Especially when you have Snapchat flashbacks, you see some things. Like the other day, I was seeing me getting ready to go to Wizard's AP for his 18th birthday.
Was it the one with Goosemas?
Yeah. And I was like, I remember this time, like, it was just
what a day though.
What
like, without that day, I can't lie, without Goosemas, then without FHG, without the man that getting close. Because think about it, like, it's just really...
From that day, man started getting... That's probably the first time I chilled properly with like Declan.
Oh yeah,
that's probably... Even though I was chilling with Biz, that was probably the first... We took a picture together. By the way, insert that picture right now.
What's that? Is that Goose? What man wearing? What's that? Wait, is that Goose? Man wearing? Is that Goose? Is that Goose? We wear a goal. I got a goal. I want this good.
By the way, guys, Goosemas is a mixture of the fact that there were like, I don't know, 10 man in there. Let's say there's 10 man. There was 10 guys, yeah. They all had gooses. And it was around Christmas period. So they just put it together, Goosemas.
No questions or answers about how them man got the gooses. We're not involved.
Anything BC, we don't talk about. BC meaning before Christ.
No, that's crazy, you know, like actually deep in that Goosemas really started things off. But I think for me, like,
remember Goosemas shared, like, they used to bring like girls into the GC to rate them.
We don't talk about those times. It was like spooky times.
No, I can't. That is one thing though, like, especially because you know what it is. I swear, I don't know how old we are when Gooseman started, but it was a special time though.
17, 18.
Yeah,
I think for me, like, one thing that I always think about, like, especially now, you know, giving my life to Christ, like the jambaz. Like, I can't lie, guilty charge. From year 7, yeah, like, man would be out with either like man from I was gonna say St. Ignatius, but I was gonna say the initials. But they wouldn't know what it means, innit? But yeah, like man from my secondary school, my cousin, and like, do I miss it? I think I missed the enjoyment, but the enjoyment then I loved it a lot. But when I see the enjoyment now, I'm not moved by it at all. Like if I went to, say for instance, a jambaz right now, certain songs are vibes with certain people that I ain't seen in a while, be like, rah, this, that. But in terms of like some of the things that maybe go on in that,
when Bashment comes on now, bro,
I can't leave the room. I can't, like, before
I saw that video.
Hey, it's in the archives.
Hey, that video BN. Hey. Guys, that video can't come out.
Bro, there's so many things that just can't come out.
But do you know what it is though? Like, I think I had to go through them certain things in life to appreciate how much God can move me away and actually show that the things that I have right now, I enjoy them more. Like, say for instance, man used to, in terms of like circular music, drill on deck, bashment on deck, like, well, oh yeah, like all the
circular music.
Why is it circular?
But all of those things I used to listen to, and I never even thought to my head that, oh, I could be listening to, you know, gospel, especially like when it came to church. I'll hear it at church and I'll be like, and then I'll go out after church service and go play a drill song. But like now, if I don't play something that's not gospel, it's like I almost feel a bit on edge. But it's crazy how life actually transforms in front of us. Like before, we used to think of it as profit, but now we might have counted it as a loss. You know what I'm saying?
Shouts Philippians 3:7, bro.
I think like, that's what I was saying, like, I don't miss it because the enjoyment I get now is completely different. Like, if I said, if I was, I don't know what I used to get up to, but if I was doing that now, I just wouldn't enjoy it now because we're new creations, like, and that's the thing is that I know, like, we always speak about the scripture, we're a new creation, Christ, 2 Corinthians 5:17. I know we speak about that all the time, but genuinely, you're actually a new creation. You feel very different. Like, I feel very different. Like, my convictions are different. So it's like Axe was saying, the enjoyment that I used to get before, I wouldn't enjoy it now. That's why I'm able to look back a bit, not fondly, but it's like, oh, I remember those times. Like that's why I say I think that's what I'm saying. Like I think sometimes maybe it's me. I think sometimes Christians are a bit edgy. Sometimes we always want to try and prove that this life is better. This life is better, but really and truly, back then I was enjoying myself. Bro, we don't need to say, oh, some people say, oh, I wasn't. Some people maybe they weren't enjoying themselves. I know some people like. They were maybe living a facade, maybe acting a certain way to fit in, and they almost forced themselves to enjoy.
Life back then was calm.
I always tell God, like, life back then was calm. But I thank you that life is so much greater now. I didn't live a bad life.
You know what? Yeah, what was mad significant about that you've just said right now in terms of how our life is back then. Now our life is transformed, innit? But there were still things from that life before, that we're still calm and still people of who we are today. Exactly. The reason why I say that, so cool. Started work now, and people saying that, oh yeah, what do you do and etc. in your spare time in it, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna be proud that I'm part of a podcast, that I'm preaching a Christian podcast. I said, cool, part of a Christian podcast. Her thought is like, oh, Christian podcast, are you guys just preaching the word all day or just doing prayers and etc.? I said, no, give it a listen. So she listened to the New Year Same Us episode, didn't it? And she said that, rah, you guys are so calm. My perception of Christianity, I always feel is so like dogmatic, so still and etc. But you guys just come and just flow. And she said, how do you guys do that? Initially I said we're just lit like that, innit? but I just said that I actually told her that our personalities, we've always had this type of personalities. Man, them are giggly, talk about girls, talk about this, that, but it's been reformed in a way that we're able to express the gospel in a way that people can not only relate, but it's a place and time whereby we're able to encounter God in our own way. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the beautiful thing about though now, like when we see those things of maybe things that we may participate, we may not disclose too much of that, but the reason why, in them areas, some of them areas, you might count them as a loss. But in terms of the things that we kind of profited from that, is that we've able to take certain personalities and use it into the things that God's now